So our next student talks session starts from here. We will have Preeti Roy, who is a research student in IISER Kolkata. I will ask Preeti to start her presentation.
Hello.
By the way, Preeti is also there in
Am I
Gambia.
audible, Paulo?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And one more question: is it in full screen mode?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You
Thank
can
you.
go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello all, and thank you for joining Ganga's first event, the Biophysics Week celebration. I am Preeti Roy, as Paulo mentioned, PhD student working under the supervision of Dr. Nilanjana Sengupta. Today I will talk about my work on how by incorporating symmetric perturbation lead us to unveil the allosteric control in the beta ladder domain assembly of Zika virus NS1 protein. However, due to time constraint, I will not go through the technicalities. For details, you can see this paper, and however, you can ask me any question. Let's begin. Why we should be concerned about Zika virus? The current pandemic due to coronavirus, we all know the virus threat and how harsh it can be. In very recent past days, Zika virus shows the propensity of causing mini pandemic, or you can say epidemic in the worldwide. However, this virulency of this virus cause severe neurological anomaly. Still date, there is no drug or vaccine to cure the infectivity of this virus. And mind it, this virus still in the environment. So if we look into the timeline of this virus from discovery to epidemic, it turns out that the virulent property comes after a very long time. And from phylogenetic analysis, it is found that this is due to the mutation on beta ladder domain of NS1 protein. Why NS1 is so important? NS1 protein NS1 or Zika virus is belong to flavivirus family, and this is highly homologous. This protein is highly homologous along this family. Some well-known family members are dengue virus, West Nile virus. So this NS1 protein in the cell function as a dimer to form the replication compartment, and further self-assemble to form the hexamer. Experimental studies shows that the mutation on NS1 dimer, particularly on the ladder domain, can inhibit dimerization and further inhibits its downstream effect and the virulency. So this ladder domain is a dominant structural feature in the domain in the dimer as well as in the hexamer, and these domain involved in forming the dimeric interface. From our sub-microsecond molecular dynamics simulation shows that this dimeric assembly can retain its structure and it can be stable along the time evolution. So this is quantified by root mean square deviation and this secondary structure persistency. And this result is highly matches with the experimental finding, which suggests that this domain is highly stable. So how this stability is maintained, or particularly the interfacial stability. So to invest that, we have calculated pairwise intermonomer contact map analysis, and From that analysis, we found two predominant contact clusters, C1 and C2. You can see the position of this contact cluster. However, by nature, C1 is hydrophobic and C2 is hydrophilic. If we look, zooming the C1, you can see that each of the contacts in the C1 are arranged symmetrically. And this symmetric arrangement is also prominent in the C2. And you can say more prominent than C1. And each of these contact clusters are stabilized by, predominantly stabilized by key salt bridges. However, among these two contact clusters, cluster 2 is a dominant stabilizer of the interface, dimeric interface. So because it provides 74% of the total dimer binding interaction dimer stability, and it is measured by the interaction energy of the between the two monomers. And so you can see this symmetric arrangement and how it stabilizes this dimeric interface. Then moving forward, we want to see how the interdomain stability is maintained. And we found that out of the 6 disulfide in the NS1 monomer, 4 are present in the ladder domain, and this presence can support this high stability of this dimeric assembly as well. As I mentioned previously, that the NS1 port is highly homologous. So in previous report from dengue virus, we found they reported that from mutational study, the mutating cysteine residue inhibit dimerization. And from our analysis, we found that each of the disulfides are located beyond 15 angstrom from the interface. So from this information, we are curious to know how this disulfide can maintain this interfacial stability. So for this, we took approach of symmetric perturbation in the formation in a way of reducing each disulfide bond. So symmetric comes from each of the particular disulfide is reduced in both the domain. So by approaching this method, we found that the reduction can hamper the C2 stability, the dominant stabilizer. And in case of disulfide 3, its effect is very high. However, the DS4 is not that much of affected. And from this, we found that there is some formation of new contacts. Interestingly, if you see that wild type arrangement of the contact arrangement in the wild type, this particularly in the DS3, this symmetric arrangement almost losing. However, DS4 can maintain that arrangement, and this result also corroborates with increased hydration at the interface. So from this information or results we found, it can be, if we can concise, can see that the DS3, which is present 40 angstrom beyond the interface, if you can maintain this stability. So if you so this is a kind of this is a perfect example of allosteric, in which if you trigger in one point, the effect you can see the effect in a very distal point. So this way, by inducing symmetric perturbation, we found that DS3 maintains the interface region in a allosteric way. And then we're curious how this allostery or these changes happens. For this, we calculated the conformational entropy. We have considered the Liparo-Szabo formalism, which is routinely used in NMR study. And to briefly say this method, this method basically consider the bond motion, bond vector motion, either NH amide bond in case of backbone, and in case of cytine, consider the CH bond. And to measure these changes between the monomer, we have calculated differential entropy this way. So if del S varies from 0, so that will signify the asymmetry between the monomer. So in case of wild type, you can see this time evolution is almost near to the 0, and all position with the distribution show that is almost position in the 0. So this says there is a presence of or maintenance of conformational symmetry between this dimer. However, if we move to the part of system, you can say the increase of asymmetry and the distribution is widening. And as I mentioned, in the C2, there is many more formation of new contacts. If we consider those contacts in the C2, sorry, there is some error. We can this is this orange portion for the modified reorganized contacts, and in this distribution is also show that shifting from the 0. Similarly, in the side chain entropy, we also find that kind of pattern of growing asymmetry. So in summary, it can say that the allostery, the hampering of allostery or allosteric regulation induced by the conformational asymmetry, though we applied symmetric perturbation. And from this study, we found that DS3 is a major regulator. So then we still now this results is communicated, and last year it is published. And then I ask the question, how this DS3 maintain this, how this information flows from the very distal part to the interface. And for this, we calculated, we analyzed the network map and network map from the pairwise interaction energy. And interestingly found that from this end to another end of the another monomer, this path follows very much symmetric, and it goes to the key contact of the C2 region. And we have analyzed this network in different segment of the trajectory, and we found it maintains the similar path. And now we are looking into more in the other part of system as well. So I'm concluding here, and for my work I acknowledge my all group members, and here it is Shubhajit, who worked in the first part of my project, and I also acknowledge other funding agencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti. Now, if there is any question, I will take. Okay, I cannot see any question in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, if there is no questions, we can move to the next research, the next student's talk. Okay, let us move to the, since there is no question, I will move to the next student's talk.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Paul.